Hey, my friends, so it's your girl here, Tanisha. I work with Tanisha.com. And I just wanted to do a video to, open up your mind, to how the PayPal disputes work, okay? Because a lot of people have PayPal accounts. And if you're doing business online, you should, have a PayPal account. And, PayPal has a lot of disputes, right? I've been in business I had a PayPal account for maybe 4 or 5 years and really doing business for the last 3 years. And out of that 3 years, I only had about 10 disputes, right? Which I can count on, both hands. So that's decent, right? Out of the 1,500 customers that I had. So how disputes work? So you might be watching this, you might be saying, I have a PayPal dispute and I don't know what to do. And even though you can call PayPal, sometimes people just want to, research, right? Same thing for me. I wanted, to research even though I knew I can call PayPal. So from my experience, right, people can do a chargeback for $1. People can do a chargeback for $2. People can do a chargeback for a quarter. Okay, people can do chargebacks, for $1,000. But this is how PayPal works, right? If someone joins a program or pays for a product or a service through you, okay, through your PayPal account, and they do it through a credit card, okay, they can do it through a credit, if they do it through a credit card, and for whatever reason, they file a dispute, with PayPal. What these people do is that they go through their credit card company, right? And now what they do is they make the credit card company now go after PayPal. So now PayPal and the credit card company are in dispute. So say if you were selling a digital product, right? If you were selling something that wasn't tangible, so what PayPal does is it investigates, and the car company also investigates, right? But this is from my experience. It always rules in the favor of the credit card company, okay? And people can also file disputes and charges up to 180 days, okay? People can file disputes up to 180 days. Now you're saying to yourself, 180 days is a long time. Yes, it is. But PayPal has to comply with the credit card companies. Okay. So if PayPal doesn't comply with the credit card companies, PayPal cannot take credit card payments. So they allow the buyer to have the right to file a dispute or charge or a chargeback up to 180 days. Now, with that, PayPal has their legal department and they can go back and forth with the credit card company. Okay, so the shorter the time frame, the better, because, well, better for the seller and not the actual buy, for the buyer and not the seller, because with the buyer's information, okay, the buyer went through their credit card company and the credit card company rules in favor of their customer. Okay, so they don't want to lose their customer, so they will rule in favor. And what PayPal will do, they will try 2 attempts to try to get your money back. So say if it's a charge for $200 or $100, PayPal will try to get your money back. So once the dispute comes in, PayPal puts your money on hold immediately. Okay, immediately PayPal puts your money on hold immediately. They don't give it back to them. They just put it on hold. So it's like held in PayPal, like held in escrow. Once that's done, right, now PayPal, now it's a dispute open, PayPal and then a credit card company, they're in communication. It takes about maybe less than 5 to 7 business days, okay? And what happens is the credit card company feels sometimes that if the product is not something tangible, it's not covered, okay? So there's people that are trifling that will do a dispute on something that they got. So if they got a training or if they got some tickets or something that's like virtual or like a system or like affiliate system, or they bought leads or whatever, or they bought a service, these people can now go through their credit card company. Okay, go through their credit card company and say, I didn't receive it. Meanwhile, they know they did receive it, and it wouldn't be covered, and you wouldn't be, the seller would not be covered under the protection because it's a non-tangible item. Now, I've heard that the card companies are changing that because being that everything is going to digital, digital is a product. Okay, so now it might be harder for buyers to just be doing chargebacks or doing dispute on something they know they got. Now, as far as eBay purchases, sometimes, the tracking, might be off and the person might get their item, a week or two later than they actually thought. And then people do chargebacks and then they actually get their item. So it's like they got their item for free. And then the seller was kind of like shit out of luck, right? For lack of better words, right? So it's kind of, it kind of sucks, but the credit card company has to keep their customer. So they, of course, they're going, to do whatever they need to do. Now, here's another way, right? That PayPal and, PayPal can rule in the favor of the seller, where if the seller paid with their PayPal account, meaning if you sent the person an invoice and they paid directly with their PayPal account, that means like the just money just transferred from one PayPal account to another. And if they feel like, oh, I didn't like the service, or I didn't like what the person did, or, I didn't get whatever, the seller is more protected with a PayPal to PayPal, the PayPal to PayPal transaction. Okay. Because now you're protected under the seller's agreement. Okay. You're protected under that. And they changed that June 2015. Before, the seller wasn't protected for non-tangible items. Now the seller is, because I sell a lot of stuff online. Like I said, I had about over 1,500 customers online like the last 3 years. So I sell a lot of stuff, but only 10 chargebacks. Well, 10 disputes. People saying they didn't get their stuff, which people did. But like I said, some people are just trifling, right? And they just want to get, their money back. And, that's just how some people are. But I've been fortunate enough to have over 1,500 customers and only 10 chargebacks. So that is a great thing. So obviously, I'm doing, something right. But like I said, if they do a transaction from PayPal to PayPal, they will rule in your favor. Okay, they will rule in the seller's favor because it falls under that it falls under the seller's protection. So whether you was a tangible item or a non-tangible item, of course, if the person really didn't get their item, of course, PayPal is not going to favor the seller. But if it's like a leads program, an affiliate program, affiliate marketing, program, a training that you did, for yourself, and you was, marketing it. This is exactly, it's a non-tangible item. The person got the training, or if they felt like, what, I don't want to do this training anymore, or what, the trainer wasn't what I expected, or I'm not satisfied, then they can do a dispute with PayPal. But if they did a PayPal transaction, PayPal will rule in favor of the seller, especially if you have evidence. If you have evidence that you are talking to the seller, you are talking to the buyer about the training course. You can, copy and paste all of, your conversations. If you had emails, you want to give those emails in. So you just want to be able to build, your case. So having a PayPal dispute is not a bad thing. So I don't want you to get all crazy and get all out of whack, but it's really not a bad thing. It's just that you just got to provide the evidence from a PayPal to a PayPal transaction. Okay, PayPal to PayPal transaction, or a credit card to PayPal transaction, where if it's a physical product, you can provide the tracking. If it's an intangible product, they usually are in favor of the buyer. Okay, but PayPal does have seller's protection, where the person that's selling something, if it's a PayPal to PayPal transaction, you definitely can get your money back. So guys, don't get discouraged. Follow me on Periscope, Royaltea, Royaltea. Follow me over there for business tips, business tricks, business ideas, business things, how to grow your business online. So go to, just follow me on Periscope at Royaltea, Royaltea. Okay, and then guys, go to my Facebook page, or just go to webinar.tanishaagile.com, and I have a free webinar over there about Shopify, how to build in your Shopify store online, and you can connect your PayPal account too. And that's also another thing too with selling physical items. PayPal, if the person really did get their stuff, PayPal can rule in favor of the seller. So, guys, go over to Periscope, follow me, Royaltea, Ryaltea, and then go to webinar.tanishaadjo.com, where there's a free webinar on how to build a Shopify store, guys. So, don't get discouraged about PayPal disputes. They're going to happen, especially if you're selling stuff online, guys. Enjoy your day.